I don't know why. It never happened before. Maybe I hit something. When the phone rings, the screen goes black. I can't see myself, but I can't get it to come back. It could be a Gen X lack of knowledge thing, but it pisses me off. And it's like, I got to learn about that or block phone calls or something. Because I don't want to talk to anybody, anyways. It's just a pain in the ass. And I know, waiting for you guys to come back. And I don't know what the hell happened. But, like I said, urban gold and silver mining from cell phones. What do you think? It was, like I said, I was watching some videos and it was fascinating. It truly, truly was fascinating. And I was like, whoa, look at that. You could, then you start thinking, if you're getting into it and you're going down the rabbit hole, okay, and you're saying, if I'm learning to strip down gold plating off of things, within reason, you say, number one, do I need a gold meter or something that detects gold? And how can that, what else other than cell phones could be that? Because I know you get into the whole friggin' thing of you would need a mold and everything else and blah, 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 blah. I want to keep it small scale, but at the same time, I would love to learn just the craft because I like learning things and see what happens. That would be really cool. But, other than that, guys, how is everybody out there? It is Sunday. We are approaching Easter. Now, traditional Italian guy here. Lamb chops, which I grew up on the rotisserie, loved it, enjoyed the hell out of it for the day or two. Other than that, it gets too greasy. Can't take it. So, traditional lamb chops, way crazy, especially now until Easter. How to beat that? Lamb steaks. You're still getting the flavor. You're fulfilling the holiday tradition. You got some lamb. It's about the taste, okay? It's about the taste for me. So I'm just saying, yeah, I can do that. So I got some frozen lamb steaks, and I don't need too many, two or three or four. Like I said, you have them absolutely that day. If that's what you really like or you want to have, that's fine. And you do what you got to get done. That's it. I would make them on the grill or griddle or roasted or I don't know, something. I don't have a rotisserie. I'm only making steak. So you just season them up and that's it. But gold mining, silver mining from urban products. It sounds fascinating to me. Like I said, I was just watching a video on it and it was awesome. It gripped me. I was like, that's cool. What do you guys think? Again, I'm just, you know, you're looking for, I'm the regular guy. I have a job. You're looking for a little bit of work you can do from the old hacienda. Okay, you do what you got to do. Put a little bit of space in there, and that's fine. Other than that, I am honestly just looking for a little something, something. And if I could go through the process of melting down any little bit of gold, making a little bit of a system. I got a couple of extra rooms. I don't know if it has to be in a certain house or a certain room or area or temperature to do that stuff, but no problem. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to learn because if you can bring a few ounces or say depends on how much you do it. Say people throw out their phones or whatever. You learn a dozen different ways to find gold since you're melting it down. You've learned that process. And then you hook it up. You do it like it's a process for you. You collect the gold, you put it in certain places, you melt it down from certain things, you learn what you gotta learn, you put it into the mold, you let it dry or harden, whatever the process is, you bring it into a goldsmith or someone like that, and you make $1,000. Now, I don't know. It depends on how much and how much time you want to spend on it. That's the key. How much time do you want to spend on it? So, but even if you did, to me, I think that would be worth it. It's just to me. But, like I said, other than that, I'm just looking for something to do, keeping myself busy, giving myself a good, clean hobby for the old guy. That's right, sponsor, baby. So, I'm just hanging out. I don't care if no one shows up. I'm making a video, and I'm fine with it. Because I have lots of things I got to get done anyways. Things I want to do, things I got to get done. Living single with no kids makes for an easy life. So, you do what you got to do in life. All right, who's the first person up? Max, Wisconsin, how are you? How is everything over there? You are the first to start things off. Glad to have you. I'm talking, hopefully we're talking about, have you ever heard about urban gold and silver mining from remotes, from cell phones? I was watching a couple of videos and I thought it was awesome. It really just captivated me and I was like, ooh, that seems very, very interesting. I don't know anything about the process. I don't know what it takes, but it's enough to get my feet wet. Good morning, Claudia. How are you? We're just talking urban gold and silver mining. Is it a good part-time gig for somebody at home? And that's, I don't know, if maybe some of you guys or girls or who knows, whatever, they have done it and they do it and who knows. But I was watching a couple of videos right before the live and it was nice. Victor, how are you? Yeah, I mean, it seemed, so you get a phone. Okay, I'm gonna take this. You get a remote, okay? You rip it apart, you get to all the wires, which I'm not gonna rip this one apart because I need this one. This is my Roku, that's why. But you rip it apart, you're on a desk, you take out all the components, you put them in different containers. That's like the basic first step, okay? And I want to know the whole process because I got time. I might have a little more time than I need, and I want to know the process and then how deep into the rabbit hole of this I want to do. That's interesting. Was that profitable for you? I don't know what a neodymium magnets from hard drives. I know what hard drives are, but so those magnets, were they gold? Were they silver? Were they platinum? What? Because I just say, okay, let me see. No, I need that one. I need that one. It makes you wonder how much, and I know getting started on anything is like, it's a pain in the ass. You got all this interest and you're like, okay, I got the product, it's on my desk. Now I want to get it, I got to get to it, so I need a screwdriver. I need a pry thing, I need gloves. You go through all this process, but to me that's fascinating because you're setting up, it's like building your workshop. And if it's something that grips you and grabs you and says, hey, I'm getting close to retirement. If I can hang in my house and say you do 2 hours at a time, 3 times a day, and you're just, doing this and you set everything up and you get to make $1,000 to $2,000 with never leaving your house and a little bit of work and a little bit of extra trash, cashing it in for gold, why not? Let's see. Of course, used to snag that from hard drives. Good morning. How are you? So we are talking urban gold and silver mining from remotes and phones and stuff like that. Is it a good part-time job? Is it a good thing to invest in? Because you got to buy a few things. You got to buy the chemicals. You need an area in your house. There's a process of the whole thing to learn, which is, I think, is fascinating. But other than that, what are we all doing? Playing on our phones. So why not do something productive and make a little extra money and spare time? Because, like I said, I'm 59 this year, and I don't have kids. Very little friends that come see me. I got time after work. Why not? Why not make some extra money? It might pay for extra car payments or bills, or depends on how much time you want to put into it. That's really what it is. And I'm just saying, hey, I'm going to look into it because that's something that I was watching. I forget who the guy was. A little bit of a nut. He's got things from an angle. You might have seen him crossing through the lives. And he's got these gloves on. He's ripping stuff apart. He's looking into the camera. He's rattling stuff off so fast. It's almost like you're at an auction. And it's like, okay. And he's getting stuff done, which I'm trying to follow. So yeah, I subscribed, I followed, I'll watch some of his videos. Maybe I'll look in to see if there are books available on stuff like that, because what works for me is you get a little book or a big book or something, and you can, because you can't fly through stuff. That's all I'm saying. I like to turn the page and it goes, okay, take out this, do that, A, B, C, D, E. I like the process. I can go back and just take my time and make sure everything's right. That's what I like to do. Are you able to get some exercise and movement every week? Yes, I am. I get out of bed. I have a little bit of a stair stepper. I have a vibration machine, which I think helps my legs. So yeah, I'm doing a few things. Now, I did hurt my shoulder, possible rotator cuff injury. So the lifting's on hold. I don't want, because everything you do, you need both hands to lift, and everything else right now is like less, it's mainly lower body stuff, and trying to not eat crap, just eat regular meals, stuff like that. But other than that, I try to do it daily. I am a former, you can't tell now, I am a former bodybuilder in my 20s, and that stuff just instills in you, and my mind says I'm 25. My body says, holy shit, you better slow down before you hurt yourself, which has happened. So shit like that happens, but yeah, the one thing about getting older, coming from either professional or whatever you are, is to learn to slow down. Because I remember saying back in my 20s, I can never stop lifting. I always have to lift to maintain it. But then I never thought about what we did after as bodybuilders. I know plenty of people who just get fat. They stop lifting. There's only one guy, and this was years ago. He outlasted all of us. He was lifting. He says, "All you guys stop lifting." And I said, "Yeah, I understand it, but when you're lifting really, really hard and you're a bodybuilder and you're in the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week doing something, it's just part of your life. It's definitely a lifestyle, but it's tough to do something else and come down off that high horse type of thing because it gives you get strong, you look good, people react to you different, you get that Superman effect, and you really just need to crank it back a couple of gears and accept that you're no longer a bodybuilder and you just want to be a normal guy that fits in regular clothes and all the other crap that goes on. And it's just, yeah, that's just kind of, it's something to get used to as you get older. Then you got just getting older, you know? Yes, I remember you talked about bodybuilding before. I can relate, former college athlete. It's tough when you mind. Yeah, it's really is I don't want to say a head case or a head rush. It's an acceptance, and I have noticed that female athletes, I think, uh, have more accepting. Oh, I shouldn't say. I said that wrong. Female athletes, I think, have a harder time to accept where they were and what they do now. Because a lot of us, the big thing being Italian and a bodybuilder, we love to eat. We got used to eating. And we could shovel it in, and you didn't know, you didn't care. You just went to the gym, and it's like, hey, I'm eating 7 cheeseburgers, and I went to this restaurant, and I had 7 plates of food, and I was just packing it in, and you get used to that over the years, and then you got to slowly take it down. But yeah, any kind of athlete, absolutely, absolutely. But it's it is interesting when you kind of have to wake up, you have to write a plan or make a plan, and just like, okay, this is where I want to go in my life. I want to be able to move. So I got arthritis too. So you're like, okay, as long as I can move, I can grip things, I can do things. It's not about looking good down the beach because we're not going down the beach and walking around the beach other than you're not taking your shirt off for nothing, you know? But it's just about lifestyle. That's what I found out. And it's rough because there's always a new pain, there's always a new ache. And it's like, oh my God. But I have, you know, the one thing I've noticed, and I don't know who was that, Mr. Value, um, being a former athlete, did you notice the difference in the gyms nowadays? Yes, the women, I hate to say it, the men are more feminized, and not all of them, but majority of women are acting like men, and they have like gangs of women, young girls, and they try to power lift or whatever, and they just take over the gym. And it's like, and you're not supposed to look at them. You are supposed to look at them, or everything's got a tape recorder. It's like, I tried the Planet Fitness thing, and I come from a gym where you could hear yelling. It was a powerlifting bodybuilding gym, and it was fun. You knew everybody. It was like walking in and you wouldn't know them. Hey, Phil, whatever. Hey, whatever. And you talk, you hang out with your bros, and you hang out, have a shake. You go down to the nightclub after. A definite lifestyle. But the like Planet Fitness, I'm gonna pick on them the most. It's just different, and I wasn't. I didn't feel welcomed. I knew I was older, and it's everything from gym etiquette, which I'm old school gym etiquette, and people would just be off in the corner lifting or doing something else, and they would have for like 20 minutes, but they would want to put a weight on this machine and hold it while they went over here. To me, that's not good gym etiquette. It's like, hey, dude, you're not here, and then people get upset. The problem with that are the staff. I've noticed the staff people, it's like they're not gym crew. It's like they're just somebody getting paid to make sure there's no fights, which is fine. But they don't know what common sense and all the other crap, I think. So it's more like it's fascinating to see and it's frustrating. Tell me I'm wrong. Uh, Other than that, I got sick of it. I mean, geez, for the last 10 years, I've been building a gym, which I had to downsize, which killed me. But even at my new place, I got what I got. You got a pair of dumbbells, you got grippers, you got stretch arm things, and you're like, okay, I'm not going to get huge. I'm just going to stay in shape, all that kind of stuff. And you learn to lift at home, and it's fine. Because trust me, there's no headaches, there's no idiots. You get to listen to the music you want to do. If the bathroom's always available, it's just a bit. Now, not everybody has time or space. That's for sure. Yeah, in the gym, I become a robot nowadays. I don't even look at anyone. Planet Fitness is another level of weird. Yeah, it's not old school. I mean, I almost envy the people that put on the headphones and just do their thing and it just says to everybody, leave me alone, which is fine. But I think it's become such a crazy environment and everybody assumes something different. Like I say, if you put this setup in a gym, to me that's foreign. It's like, what the hell are you doing? The only time you saw something like this setup back in the 80s is if you were a pro bodybuilder or a fitness thing and you were shooting something for a cover of a magazine. And then you knew, whoa, you look at the person and you go, wow, she's in great shape. You got a camera crew there, they're doing something, and that was it. Now you got every Schmo and Joe and Harry and Melissa, and they're all doing their thing, and it gets in the way. And so, to me, right now at 59, I can't be bothered. It's like, nah, I don't want the aggravation. That's really what it is. Not that I did get aggravated. It was fun. It was fun to dip my toes into 2024, 2025 at the gym and go, okay, that's cool. The other thing I don't like about Planet Fitness, you can sign up easy, but they make you jump through hoops to quit. Lady, it could be Saturday afternoon and I don't feel like going to the gym anymore. You should be able to call the gym, not have to go in there, call the gym and go, this is so and so, I'll give you some information. I'm all paid off. I want to quit. Plain and simple. That's it. Plain and simple. Yes, Mr. Phil, see you later. And you're all done. You're all paid up. You don't owe any money. Easy peasy. Done. Why is it not like that? I don't know. I just think it's really stupid. But honestly, I don't picture myself ever going back to a gym. It's not that I have any health issues, thank you God, but still, it's more of I don't think I need it because I have weights. And I tell you, a little bit of creatine and a little bit of vitamins and some, free weights and some dumbbells and a little bit of knowledge, you can do fine. Like I said, you're not trying to conquer the world. You're not going for a Mr. Olympia. You're the average guy aging away. Yeah, now I'm the average old guy getting older, and you want to stay in shape, but you want to have as much muscle as possible for whatever reason. And that's what I'm capitalizing on. Try and keep the gut down. exercise as much as possible, and do what you can do. But the gym is just a sad, pitiful thing now. That's just me. How comfortable do I feel about my retirement? Well, I'm not a millionaire and I'm not broke. I'm in the middle. I have a job, doing my thing, a little bit of money saved up, smarter decision making. I have some goals. Not really goals. I like doing the YouTube thing. That's fun. Um, I plan on keeping things simple. Let's put it that way. Simplicity is the lifestyle that I choose right now. What was this now? My last gym was Choice Fitness, about 3 miles. That was 11 years ago. Well, has it changed? What do you think? And I'm talking about people who lifted in the either 70s, 80s, 90s, right around 2000, because I could see the wave of the changes. I actually noticed, I was at Gold's Gym in Everett, Mass, and it was the culture, I guess, was not that they gave it up, but it was changing from bodybuilder to fitness. And I was noticing people not trying to get big. All of a sudden, you see guys coming in with tight clothes and tight pants, and they were working out instead of, because in my heyday, you just threw a top over you and you wanted to be a colossal. You're a monster. That was it. And lift heavy weights. Every once in a while, you took your shirt off, you did arms and shit like that. But other than that, you always hit everything. That was just what we did. Other than that, I saw the change, didn't agree with it, kind of puzzled the hell out of me. And I said, yeah, you be you, I'll be me. What was interesting though, the early days at Gold's Gym, when I first started, I would watch guys that, as soon as I got in there and started cutting my teeth on the gym rat thing, see guys leave, come back, get married, and they're like 400 pounds, or they just let themselves go. And of course, your whole frame of thinking is different when you're in the 20s. You're like, oh wow, you got married. Even a buddy of mine from school, I think I was into my 40s, and I was still at the gym, still lifting hard, still doing whatever I want to do. And he came back one day and he said to me, wow, you're still into it, huh? And I said, yeah, I enjoy it, No, I wasn't married yet. Well, I was past marriage, I should say. I ain't getting married anymore. But I already did the marriage thing and just enjoying myself. But I see the guys cycle back through. And it's just interesting the way life cycles around things. Very, very fascinating. But I do miss the gym lifestyle. My best days were, just Gold's Gym, if you ever remember, in Somerville, Mass. I knew the guys that owned it because they owned the one no, it was Gold's Gym. They owned the other Gold's Gym, but it was, I knew the guys at World's Gym too in Somerville. And you do your workout. It was a big thing to just come up to the bar and grab and buy a protein shake, and you chit chat, you talked. It was great. I'm blessed that I have a 24-hour fitness really close. It's cheap, good staff, some weirdos as times, but overall very decent, has everything you need. I often wondered about those 24-hour things. I tried one time on my way to work, and I didn't put much effort into it. It was, I guess I went when there was no one there, or very few people because the friggin' place is locked. Okay. And I'm not knowing anything about the gym. I guess you get a passcode or you do your own thing, come and go. And so the place wasn't open. I was like, okay, that's weird. Got the number, went home, gave a call, nobody answered, and I gave up. And I went, okay, that's just not for me. That's all. Just very, very weird, you know, very, very weird. But whatever. I like, tell you the truth, I liked some of the gyms that were separate female and separate male. Because when I went to the gym back in the heyday, yeah, the girls were pretty to look at, but you were there to put on muscle. You were there for a mission. And that's all it was. None of the shit that's on today. Just don't go from 4 p.m. to 8:30. It's like a gross packed chance. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh yeah, I tell you, even worse. You say 4 p.m. There was a place, a gym I go to. I used to go when I was at Planet Fitness, and it was across the street from the high school. So you got all the kids, and that's probably why they loved it. All the kids at 1 o'clock in the afternoon till probably about 3 or 4, and that was their section. And they just came in and they dominated the place, and it was just no fun because you couldn't. Again, it goes back to gym etiquette and what's accepted now, because literally everybody's got their shit on. Or what's worse, a guy does a set, guy or girl. They do a set. Then they play with their phone for 10, 20 minutes on the machine. And you're sitting there and you're doing your thing and you're looking, you're doing your workout and you keep looking and go, is she done? What the hell is she doing? Or what he's doing? That's why I say it gets very frustrating. You lift, you get the hell off the machine. Even if you're waiting for a machine, you kind of common sense, which I know there is none now. But someone, you see the guy leave, you don't rush over because he might be going to get a weight or he might be going to get a drink of water. So once I think it looks free, I don't change it. Now when I used to go, sit my butt down on the machine, purposely look around and just wait a second, just to see if someone else is coming with like, hey, what are you doing? I say, oh, I'm just sitting down and I thought you were gone, but no big deal. People, like I said, there's no gym etiquette. It's crazy. Hey, Norm, glad to see you. How you doing? We're talking about gym days. Did you ever work out, Norm? The glory days of the 80s. And how gym etiquette is just, it's crazy nowadays. That's why I'd rather work out at my house. Yeah, it's crazy. Long ago, that's what I say. Same thing. In your 20s, you ripped it up. It was just a different place. And like I was telling Mr. Value, I like working out. I got dumbbells. I got a few machines, and I'm happy working out at my house. But with the shoulder injury now, getting older, I gotta. What my problem is even when I'm in good shape, or not good shape, when I'm fine and nothing hurts, you start getting into this. Okay, I can throw some weights around, so you start getting stronger. Then your mind senses and goes, "Hey, idiot, you're 20 years old, right?" And you start throwing a little bit heavy, and all of a sudden you hurt yourself. And then your body says, "Ha ha ha ha." Remember we're in our 50s, not 20 anymore. So you just keep getting knocked down. But I think it's a psychological thing. But I don't let it run my life either. I have learned over my lifetime, especially from well, I've learned definitely in my 20s, but 30s, 40s, and 50s, moderation, uh, what I want from myself. You got to sit and do some deep thought, where you're going, what you want to achieve, what's important in life right now. That's something I don't think people nowadays, especially young people, I don't think they know or realize life is a constant changing thing. And what is it? I think every 10 years you go through a big change or something, which is probably true. But I like to reassess things. Like, all right, I'm going to be 59 this year. So when I turn 60, I know what I want to do, but I do it in my 50s with caution. I do what I want to do. I put myself in the right direction, but it's caution. It's like, okay, let's start to do that. Let's have some fun with it, and let's have more experiences other than doing stuff. Like I ain't going rock climbing. I'm not going on. We used to go for marathon missions, hiking in Maine, all that kind of stuff. Used to do all that kind of crap and had a blast doing it. But no, no. Now I look at like when if I'm crossing a stream or a river, I look and go, okay, if I've seen people take a wipeout, and if I fall on a rock at 59 years old, not only will I hurt myself, will I drown because I'll knock my ass out. And it's just so much more caution and just being careful. It's kind of funny. And even around the yard, not that I don't think I'm old, but I'm older and I'm slower, and I'm fine with that because every step is like just take your time, you know. But you gotta keep the legs strong. You gotta keep as strong as possible. The grip, especially as you get older. I don't know why, I keep videos keep popping up in front of me. If you don't have strong legs, you're not gonna live that much longer. And I don't know if that's true or not because I saw my dad amputated both legs, confined to a wheelchair, totally dependent. And it was just a family, and it was tough. It's a definitely a psychological thing. But he didn't live. I think he was in his late 60s when he passed. But other than that, it's just try and be as healthy with as much common sense if you have it as possible. That's my biggest fear these days is an injury that sets me back to square one. The stories from college, my football days. Oh boy, can't believe I'm alive. Yeah. Tell me about it. I remember. We all had being a guy alone. We all had crazy things we did, and yeah, you all say, "I'm glad I'm alive. I'm glad I made it." Um, I remember distinctively. I always had muscle cars and sports cars and everything like that. I loved cars, so I remember distinctively. I had my '89 Formula 350. First year it came out. I was with a girl, and I was coming around, looping around. We're doing something on uh, Lynn Fells Parkway, if you know where that is in Revere. It's a wide open road. And stupid me, I said, I'll turn to her and I said, I'll bet you we can do 150 miles an hour. Strap up. Okay. She put her head down. I hit the gas. And what was like this thing, wavy, wavy roads. We get up so fast, we're like boom, 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 boom. And it was just suicidally crazy. And I remember saying to myself, God, I'm in my mid 20s. If you let me survive this without killing me and her, that'll be it. I can say I had a great time, and I did. That was the last time I did crazy shit in the car. And I was happy for it. And I said, all right, that's awesome. And we survived, had a great time, didn't get a ticket, just awesomeness. So right now, my speed of going down the beach is just going down to the beach for reminiscing, eating at the old time place, Kelly's Cream or Kelly's Roast Beef, sitting on the wall and fighting off the seagulls, having a fish plate or a roast beef, and just soaking up the sun and just reminiscing. I do that on my birthday. So I like to get down there around then. And that's just one of the perks. I go, I don't have anything. I got a decent car. I got what I want. I enjoy it. And that's it. You got to do something you want to do. Oh, that car, I know it was nothing. Yeah, I had a brother-in-law that used to say when I had my Monte Carlo SS, which I know was a wimpy car, but he used to tell me I had 327 Chevy Impalas would blow the doors off this thing. And of course, me not knowing anything, I said, okay, I don't know, because I thought it was fast. But the Formula was a quick car. And yeah, it was great. It was fun, going from light to light to light in the Parkway, coming home through Revere, Chelsea, Everett, just having a blast, being a kid. T-tops off, cranking MC Hammer or something. Who knows? We just had a blast of a time. Just, I tell you, being Gen X, and I hate to tout it, was probably the best thing I'm thankful I went through, because I look at now and I go, oof, I don't know what kind of fun you guys have nowadays. I know they probably had a lot of fun in the 70s and 60s, but 80s were a blast. I know. I wasn't driving in the 70s, so I don't know. If you got any good stories from the 70s, let me know. Well, I think that's something I like to do. And I like the traditional birthday thing. I like to expand it. Now, I go to the beach because I have history down there. It's tradition. I know the foods down there. I can reminisce. I can take pictures. I can do a live show. There's lots of things I can do. I even did metal detecting down there. I mean, it's a fun thing. Now, they totally ruined the beach because they took away, I don't know, 2/3 of the parking, which sucks, but whatever. It's not my beach. I don't care. Other than that, you just, what else can I do? And I'm trying to think of other things that I want to do as I get older. And I'd like to get into, I got the metal detector. That's fun. I got the magnet fishing. That's fun. It's all old guy stuff. That's what I call it. I'd like to get into panning for gold, but they have this machine. It looks like a little. It looks like a little cooler. Okay, it's got this blue angled dish that spins. I forget what it's called, but the thing is that what I've noticed, you don't have. I think those are illegal. I don't know if you shouldn't be doing it or something like that at a stream. So what I would do, keep that at the house. Go to the stream and get 5-gallon buckets, and wherever I think I would want to pan, you'd scoop that stuff up. Wherever you want to do, spend a couple hours, take that sand or soot back to the house where you're on your own property, you do your own thing, you set up the whole machine. You can do it in the privacy of your garage if you want. Run the water, sift it through, and have fun. And you don't have to worry about the game warden coming down and going, hey, what are you doing? All I'm doing is taking dirt. I'm taking dirt and I'm going to my house with it. That's fine. So maybe something like that, because I like the way it sifts through it and the water comes out, and it's, the way the gold, if there's gold in it, it sifts it through, and it goes down to a circle in the middle. And it's only about $400 for the whole system. They probably have bigger and better ones, but I want something easy peasy I can just set up and enjoy. It's like, it's old guy stuff. That's really what I want to do because I want to be able to sit in a hot day. You got the water on, you got something to drink. If you're doing it outside in the sun, as you get old and tired, you say, okay, let me head back in the garage or the shed and cool off. and just it's just it's about, I guess, listen, it's about quality of life. That's what's important in older age. Quality of life. I was watching another video, uh, listening to 105 or 107-year-old guy, and he was saying, I wasn't sure if he was AI or not, but it was really, that AI crap, you can't tell. Some of the really, really good stuff, you can't tell if it's AI. But anyways, the advice was nice because he was saying part of the story was, um, sorry, I was reading something on the top. Part of his story was everybody would come by and say, what's your list of foods that make you last this and that? And he would say, it's not that, it's not that. Nobody ever asked the real reasons. He would say at 105 or 7, it's purpose. What makes you last long enough, not always, but for him, getting up in the morning and having a purpose. Now, you're not going to work at 105. You're not going to do what you want. But if you have your hobbies, if you have your goals, if you have, like he'd get up and he would make coffee or breakfast or run and get a donut or run and get a paper or something like that. But you get up and you have purpose. Because we've all seen I can't tell you, and every guy that's in here probably knows at least 1 to 5 guys that have retired and died. And it's such a shame. But, what are you going to do? It's just a shame to hear. I remember there was a guy that I was talking to at work, and he didn't retire. He died on the job. And then there's another guy who was a janitor at a school. He got his pension, he got his thing, he got retired, and he was collecting everything. What does he do? He gets bored. He comes back to the school and works part-time and ends up having a heart attack and dying like a month later. Now, would he have had a heart attack already? Who knows? But I just say, if you can do it mentally, physically, and financially, stay the hell home. Enjoy every single moment of your life. That's just my advice. I enjoy the metal detecting. Got a bunch of old Sprite split granite foundation on the back for that's nice. Um, so let me ask you something right there, Norm. Have you ever watched some of these videos of they find underground bunkers that go on forever? And it just makes you think. It makes me think, what the hell is underneath our feet? Because whether you believe in the mud floods or whatever else, and Tartaria and going down that rabbit hole and everything else, it's amazing because I've seen the videos and it wasn't AI, I don't think. And it's an old mine, and what looks like what you say back 40, you get a mine and it goes right, left, and it goes on forever. And then when you get back up top and you say to yourself, I'm looking at a field that might have 10 to 20 feet. But underneath that, there is tunnels, if not another civilization underneath us. Call me crazy. But when you see some of that shit and you go, wow, that's different. That just makes your mind think of something different. But yeah, what'd you say, back 40? Yeah, back 40. Oh, that'd be nice. I almost bought a property that was 25 acres uh, out in Massachusetts. Was it Massachusetts? Yeah. I think it was Petersham. It was either Massachusetts or New Hampshire. And it was nice. They had cows, they had chickens and all that kind of stuff. But it was just sweet because it was broken up with a line of trees of each section and stuff. And it was great. And I just love shit like that because even if you have 20 acres, get yourself a little side by side or an ATV and just make a trail by yourself just to go around the outskirts of your property, and you keep pounding the pavement or the dirt and you create a trail, and it just must be fun as hell, doing that stuff because you're out in nature. It's your property. No one's gonna kick your ass off. I'll take 2 acres right now. Right now I'm on a postage stamp, which I'm fine with. I know I'm on a postage stamp by choice because I think it was 3 acres at the other house. It was fine. But what I think right now, at my age, what I'd like to have, and I haven't decided if I really want to do it because it's just me. I would like to buy 2 to 5 acres, someplace in New Hampshire, either have a clearing or whatever, but all I want is, say, a 20 or 30-foot travel trailer. Bring it out there, plant it down, bring the gas or the propane, whatever it is, back and forth with you on weekends. You got a place to go to, and there's no one around. And you don't need acres and acres and acres to be taxed on. Just enough that's a tree line, you're enjoying yourself, there's nature. I like the hunting areas. Maybe like if you bought, what the cheapest ones I've seen, prices are crazy, but the cheapest ones I've seen are like old hunting areas. They might have a little cabin. That's fine. Like I said, I like the idea of just buying a decent travel trailer. If I don't have the truck to get up there, and it would only be a 3-season for me, and that's fine. And keep it bare, nothing in there, just enough. Hopefully the kids or whoever don't wreck it, but take the tires off, lock up the hitch and all that kind of stuff. Do the best you can, but some place to visit on weekends. That would be gold to me. A big dog and a large fire pit oh, absolutely. All right, what is your dog of choice? My last dog, as you people might know, was a Newfoundland. Enjoyed the hell out of her, got 11 years out of her, loved it. I don't know if I get another Newfie. She was great. Might get a Great Pyrenees. Might even get another Mastiff. But I wouldn't get a Rottweiler. Just don't want to be responsible. They're tough to, not that they're tough to train. They're overly protective. My girl was with my ex-wife, Roxy, the Rottweiler. She was great. I think I'd go with the black or a chocolate lab, something like that. Maybe even a golden. Probably go with the lab because they have shorter hair, less maintenance. But other than that, I like a big dog that has a good bark. But other than that, nothing too crazy. Oh, Tibetan Mastiff. I've seen pictures of those things. Oh, yeah. I tell you, I don't know how big yours was. Let's see. Damn, I don't know how far away, but from my window of my house to the street, I don't know, 50, 60 feet. And when dog, my Misha, only She was about 150 pounds. When she would see someone, she had, even though she was a girl, the big, deep bark, and all you saw was a big black dog. So you didn't know what it was. And people would turn their head. So they heard her. All you need is that, I think. But a Tibetan Mastiff, ooh, I think they're, I don't know anything about them. Kids used to ride him. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Wow. But no, I don't know. I've always had big female dogs. Always. The Mastiff, the Rottweiler, Irish Setters, Golden Retrievers, Newfoundlands. I mean, always had a big dog. I don't know. Not that I'm nothing against a small dog. It's just not the same. You know, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But I tell you, my sister, her and her husband, they got another puppy, and they gotta be in their 60s, 70s, and not that she regrets it, but they don't want to put in the time, and the dog runs around because it's young, and it runs around like a nut, and it needs training. I don't know if it got training, but it's a wild, like, Tasmanian devil, and it's funny to see. It's funny to see them frustrated, and I go, you gotta know when is when to get a puppy and when not to get a puppy. Now at that age, even my age right now, I would probably adopt. And I tell you the truth, I like the greyhounds. Not a Mastiff, not a Rottweiler. They're quiet, but they're a good-sized dog. They're calm, because I had a customer that I got to get close to one. And it was nice, and it wasn't that expensive. And I was like, this is nice. And they want to be lap dogs. I don't know. It was really, really nice. So yeah, I'm thinking if I adopted one, it might be a greyhound. But I'm just not there yet. 'Cause I don't have the time. I do have the time, but I haven't put aside the time in life to do what I do for the dog right. Because what I'm thinking is, number one, the 2 a.m., 4 a.m. pees or poops or whatever. And I know, even though everybody has their reasons, but my dog, she would softly bark. Even though I had the baby monitor downstairs so I could hear her better, by the time I heard her, I knew it was a panic bark. And it was like, you wake up and you're like, I fly out of bed, race down the things, and you're hoping that she can hold it before you get the door open. God forbid you get the door open and she can't go out because there's a ton of snow there. That's what I'm thinking about. That's the issue. So I'm thinking big or small dog. I'm thinking I got a little bit of a side yard. If I can get a cover, like not a canopy, I don't know, something, it's like a carport type of thing, but get something that winter, fall, snow, whatever, and then kind of fence it in somehow, but have gates so I can get around or through. Have a gate, so at 2 in the morning, let her out, have the sensor lights go off, the dog is out there, you go pee, you come right back in. No snow, no nothing. When I can achieve that, I'll get a dog. Because I don't want to have to, I remember those days. The dog had to go pee or poo, but there's 2 feet of snow on the porch, and she ain't going out, so you had to just make a spot real quick, hope she can hold it, and go pee there. And that was it. Then, as the dog got older, I had a double-decker stairs, a porch. And then as the dog got to be 9, 10, 11, you're like, okay, because all it takes is one time. If you had a big dog, your Tibetan Mastiff, if they got old, when they get down to the second, if they're old or they slip or fall, who do you think's got to go get them? If you love your dog, you got to go get them. So then, like, here I am. She was okay, but she was slippery because she was wet and it was icy. So it's trying to moose a 150-pound Newfoundland back up the stairs, trying to get her not to slip. So what I do from then on, I gated the porch just for her. And that was it. I said, I'll make a thing. You're not going down there too much because it was 3 tiers down to the pen. And I wasn't about to go take her up 3 tiers. What's your biggest fear in aging, retirement? Mine is losing functional independence. I know that's a way off, but it will be. Well, honestly, I live for the now. I got nobody. No one's coming to take care of me. I have a sister, but it's more of a when I die, call this person to let her know I died. That's it. She's not going to come pick me up at the hospital. She lives too far away. She's got her own family and all that kind of stuff. We're just not that kind of closeness. And there's no one else. Her kids, no one's coming to save my ass. I'm on my own, which is fine. It keeps me independent. It keeps me thinking right. But I don't know. I live for the now, and every day, like the rotary cuff thing, it puts you in a. Now, I don't know if I'll need surgery or not, but I got to go for another MRI, and it kind of sits you down and says, okay, where am I going in life if this happens? What am I doing for this? What am I doing for that? So maybe it's just me. When I'm faced with the situation, I adjust. I'll build this. I'll do what I got to do. I'll put that in place. I know sometimes it's too late, but I mean, look at my mom. No, that's true. I look at my mom when I was taking care of her. She had dementia, and it came on her. The end of her living in the house came on so fast it wasn't funny because she was doing her crazy stuff, but it was tolerable. A lot of stress for me, but it was tolerable. You had it controlled. But one day, she walks down the stairs, and she said, I think I broke my foot. I'm like, but you walked down the stairs. Yeah, I know, but, and she was telling me about all this. And I said, okay, well, we got to get the ambulance, and I got to get everything to bring you in. Okay, she agreed. Little did we all know that was the last time she would be in the house. So, you can make the best laid plans, and hopefully you get to live them out. But like me, I would hate to be 70 or 80, and all of a sudden somebody comes to me and says you can't live in your house anymore. It's not safe. Wow, that would be a blow to the lifestyle. Because I don't know about anybody who hasn't seen the inside of a nursing home. They don't look fun. You're at the beck and call of strangers. I don't want to say bad stuff about them, but I wouldn't want to be there. That's for sure. And, but if that's what it is, that's the other thing. You know, you think about this. I think if you have your faculty and you're into a nursing home, you might not say it out loud, but you might say to yourself, I'm here until I die, which is very sad. And again, I have no idea who would come visit me. Probably, I want to say, family that's left out of love. But because I own a house and property and this and that, you don't know. So my plan is, let me see, I'm going to be 59 this year. When I get to 70, then I'm going to test the kids, my sister's kids, and say, okay, I'm 70 years old. Let's either I'm good health or not, or whenever that comes, you say who seems like, not who seems like they need it or is willing to help me, because you got to remember you're leaving them something, but it's like I'm doing this for you, but I'm gonna need rides to doctor's appointments. Who's gonna give up a little bit of their life to get something when I'm gone? It's that kind of thing. So you kind of got to feel them out and see who's willing to step up. Like me, I was willing to step up for my mom. You do what you got to do. But I don't know. So it is 66 minutes. I think that's it, guys. Thank you very much. And we're going to do this again next week. Probably next Saturday and Sunday. I enjoy it. I might throw in I don't know, maybe a live show, but I'll let you know in the posts. But anyways, guys, have a great weekend. Have a good one, Norm. And that's it. The show's over, and have a blessed day.